I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have JP Richardson, the CEO of Exodus. JP, welcome to the show and thanks for taking the time to be here.
Thanks for having me, Ashton. Excited to be here.
Likewise, I'm really excited for our discussion. Exodus has a lot going on right now, and you've been in the space for a while, and it's a pretty popular platform already. But for the people that aren't familiar with it, can you just start with an overview and the focus of Exodus?
Yeah, Exodus is the easiest, most simple way to manage a portfolio of cryptocurrency and to send and receive cryptocurrency. Over 1.2 million people trust Exodus to keep their crypto assets safe. And we've had a lot of traction since got started in 2015.
That's amazing, 1.2 million, and we're still so early in the crypto days compared to traditional finance even. We're just a speck. So I anticipate a lot more growth, and I've been following Exodus for a few years already, and I have used the platform as well. I do like the wallet. So in your words, can you say, there are so many wallets now, and there are not as many as there were in 2015, but there are a lot more now. Is there something that makes Exodus unique or gives you your team a competitive advantage over other wallet kind of platforms?
The biggest focus for us is ease of use, right? To make cryptocurrency easy. We want people to be able to download Exodus, get started, buy Bitcoin, have it in your wallet in less than 2 minutes. We have that experience with the Apple iPhone. If you have Apple Pay set up, we're going to bring that same experience over to Google and Android. But that's the biggest thing. In addition to that, a lot of our customers love the in-app exchange. And what a lot of people don't realize is that behind the scenes, we have 7 exchange API providers that we are choosing to run exchanges through. And one of those is even Uniswap. And it depends upon criteria such as price or reliability or things like that. So that's what a lot of people really like Exodus, is the ease of use and the in-app exchange.
Definitely, and I completely agree. It makes it so much easier to just hit swap inside of the wallet and be able to transfer, especially with how fast the markets are moving and being 24/7 nowadays. Now, your team has built a great platform. You already have over 1 million users. I know you're continuing to expand. I was reading in the recent news that your intention now is to tokenize the shares in the company through a Reg A offering. Can you talk about those next steps and what you're really planning to do with that?
Absolutely. So what we're doing here is we are doing a public common stock offering it's to the public, accredited investors, non-accredited investors, and it's all inside of Exodus Wallet. And so customers or investors can download Exodus, they can sign up directly inside of Exodus, and they can buy the common stock with either Bitcoin, Ethereum, or USDC. And I should say, this isn't possible to buy it just yet. It's pending SEC approval. We are planning for the SEC to qualify this offering by the end of March or early April, and then it'll be live.
That's very exciting, especially to have everybody get involved and through the wallet app itself. That's not something that you see all the time. And I appreciate that your team is actually going through the proper regulations, getting the SEC approval. There's a lot of other ways that people have been trying to raise capital in the crypto industry that aren't as regulated and just don't going through the proper processes. And I think in the States as well, that just helps, to have the SEC's green stamp of approval. So this is something that you've been working on here throughout 2021. Once you get SEC approval, then it will be live in the app. And what are the next steps for potential investors?
Yeah, so it'll be live. The offering will be live in the app. And then once the offering closes, and we don't know how long it'll be, but we're raising $75 million. So we don't know if it's going to take 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. We're not sure. But once the offering closes, we plan to issue on a blockchain. We still have to select the blockchain. So we are blockchain shopping right now. And we wanted to issue on Ethereum, but it was going to cost up to $9 million in gas fees for all of our potential investors. So there's no way that we were going to choose Ethereum to do that. So after we issue on the blockchain, we intend to later this year allow trading on tZero as a secondary market. So people will have their Exodus shares, and then they can start trading them in the tZero marketplace. And our big vision here is that we see a world where people can control their blockchain assets, control their stock. Kind of, you can think of it like the anti-Robinhood. You saw what happened with Robinhood and GameStop. And we don't want people to feel like they're ever trapped in our platform. And if they're upset with our platform, they can take it and go anywhere else. And that's some of the exciting things that we're working on. And we want other companies to be able to offer their stock on our platform to Exodus customers and Exodus investors in the future after we prove that this is successful.
Definitely. And I think this is a huge milestone, JP. I've been following the security token offerings since it was supposed to be that 2018 was the year of security token offerings after the ICO craze, and I was going to security token offering conferences. I spoke to the tZero team, and it just seemed like there wasn't the proper infrastructure back then, or maybe there just wasn't the institutional interest that there is now in 2021, because there is a lot more. So to have that go through to a platform like tZero, where it's actually a security token, and have it traded in Exodus, that sounds like a huge milestone for not just Exodus, but the whole industry.
Absolutely, because what we're going to do is we're going to make this easy for people. We intend to bring tZero, the interface, directly inside of Exodus, so it's accessible from one interface. So you don't have to bounce around to different websites. It would be in one unified interface, so it's easy for people. And yeah, the industry is definitely maturing.
Definitely. And doing a Reg A, sort of VC-like round is not as common in the blockchain industry. A lot of the people in the blockchain, they like to go for these democratized, decentralized, transparent rounds that are more distributed with more retail investors. And it seems like your team is looking at getting non-accredited investors and trying to distribute it as well. Do you see that balance where you're trying to do a VC round, but you're also trying to adhere to the capital raising principles of like the cryptocurrency industry?
Look, I can see the benefits as to why some companies might choose to do a VC round. It can be an appealing thing for sure. But for us, we're not VC backed at all. And so we didn't feel that we needed to go a traditional route. And as a company, in 2020, we did $21.3 million in revenue. And this quarter alone, we're on track to beat that. And so we feel we can go direct to the market, direct to Exodus investors, Exodus customers, and create an entirely new market and create something different and special that hasn't been done before. And that's what's so exciting for us.
That is very exciting, JP. And just to talk about the history and the revenue, 21 million in last year, was it last year? That's amazing. And throughout 2015, there wasn't a lot of capital in the cryptocurrency industry. You also had you'll have a year of bull market, then you'll have all these bear markets as well, where there's more seasonality. There's not a lot of trading going on. Can you just talk about how you managed to get through that, staying and becoming a profitable company even in the bear market when there wasn't a lot of interest in cryptocurrencies?
Wow, it's been a wild ride. I'll tell you what. We raised about $500,000 in late 2016, and that's all we raised to date. And it was the early 2017 when we started to prove out the business model. And it was March of 2017, we made $70,000 that month. By the end of the year, we were bringing, it was close to, I don't know, maybe 3 million or so at one point in time. But then, yes, 2018 and 2019, brutal, absolutely brutal. But what we did is in early 2018, we took our revenues in Bitcoin and we sold some Bitcoin to make sure that we could protect our downside risk. And that's what we did. And we stayed lean over the years. And now today we're at 137 employees and continue to grow quickly. But I anticipate that this bull market, this one's going to stick around for a while because institutions are buying And Michael Saylor kicked this off, and Elon Musk is continuing the party. And I don't see institutions stopping purchasing, and institutions aren't afraid, right? If there's a little bit drop in the price, institutions are not afraid. They have the diamond hands. They don't have the paper hands like some other people do. And so I don't see this ending anytime soon.
Yeah, I completely agree, JP. And it seems Michael Saylor, anytime there's a dip, he's still buying Bitcoin at 54,000. And if Tesla's buying it around 50,000, that they're not going to sell it at a loss, and they do have strong hands. And I'm really interested to see how those institutions want to get involved in security token offerings and just kicking that off to everybody in the cryptocurrency industry and in the traditional industries to then tokenize their stocks just on the stock market and eventually have everything at tZero, everything with no latency, low fees, things like that. So I think that this is a great kickoff.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is going to happen for sure.
That's very exciting. And now, in terms of the continued growth, you're going to do this offering. The bull market's going to continue. Do you see any specific factors as some of the key factors to the long-term continued success of Exodus?
Yeah, I mean, what we have to do is we have to make cryptocurrency easy for people. Our mission is to help half the world exit the traditional financial system. And today, that's still hard to do. Inside of Exodus, the only way that you can do that from the traditional financial system into cryptocurrency is with the iPhone and Apple Pay. And to fulfill our mission, there are people in other countries that don't even have a bank account. And so we have to find a way to get them to buy Bitcoin and buy cryptocurrency in a very easy way. Maybe it's with Bitcoin ATMs or what have you. But that's one of the biggest things that we're looking to do is make it easy to go from the traditional financial system to cryptocurrency. And then in addition to that, we're always thinking about security and how, people are holding a large portfolio of cryptocurrency. How can they keep their funds safe? And that's going to be really important in the coming years. So those two things, making this easy and safe, are the two most important things that we can do.
Definitely, and I completely agree, JP. And in terms of, you mentioned, the unbanked or the underbanked, there's a lot of people that aren't even in the traditional financial system yet. And to get them access to, these kinds of assets, what kind of challenges do you foresee as you continue to grow into those new markets where there are undereducated and underbanked people that need to get involved with Exodus? What kind of challenges do you think you'll have to overcome to get that?
Well, I think one of the biggest is education, right? And sponsoring a lot of education in those regions. That's going to be the number one thing, is to make sure that people have the education, the resource they need to be successful and to get into this ecosystem. But then in addition to that is actually accessibility. Make it so that it is easy and safe to even buy the cryptocurrency. And again, maybe that happens from a Bitcoin ATM. Maybe it happens from local trusted vendors where you go in and you use cash. But I think making it easy and safe and accessible and ensuring that these people have educational opportunities to learn about this space.
Definitely. And for the viewers that are interested in learning more about Exodus, learning more about your upcoming raise and your plans moving forward, what's the best way for them to get involved, use the platform, and learn more about the community?
Yeah, just head on over to exodus.com and everything is detailed out there. You'll see a download link and you can get started directly from exodus.com. That is the easiest way to get started.
Great. Thank you so much, JP. I will leave the exodus.com link in the description box below as well for the viewers. All the best with the upcoming plans for Exodus, and let's follow up in the near future.
Thanks, Ashton.